Roberts, and I am the founder of BlueSkye Studios. BlueSkye Studios is a design agency that has unicorns working for it. My little unicorns, Zoe Chelius, and Ali Kat, Aloisa, Spandile, and Kozi. They are my beautiful unicorn family, and we work on many different design projects ranging from corporate identities to client interviews to social media management and anything design related. We put our heart and soul into it and do everything we do with so much love and care and intention. And we now starting a project which is very new to us, and we're putting our complete passion and energy into making it a success. I can't even speak. If it's a success, we are going to take it through into the corporate world and inspire all the employees and leaders of South Africa with our beautiful murals, even if it goes on to huge buildings where cars sitting in traffic can be inspired by to get their creativity flowing on the way to work. We're up for that. That would be amazing. This past month was Mandela month, you could say, Mandela Day, but we made it into a month because we took quite a long time deciding on what we wanted to do for charity for Mandela month. Initially thinking maybe going to a township and doing something. We had quite a few options, and then I just thought about a relationship that I have with a very, very close person. Her name is Tracy Stewart, and I remembered about a logo design I did for her back when I was studying in varsity, and I enjoyed that project so much creating it, and they're still using that logo and the whole brand design that I was creating back then. They're still using it today. And I thought maybe there's something we can do there, whether it's design related, inspiring the kids. Let me just reach out to that college, which is called GAP College, GAP. So the GAP stands for Gifted and Purposed. So the children that go to this college are gifted and purposed children. They have learning disabilities, but they are the most incredible little children that I've ever met. They're just so full of love. And so are the teachers. The teachers are just so inspired every single day. You can just see how they're oozing with the love for the children. It's like they're one big family. And that, I thought, we would love to add some magic from the unicorn tribe to this beautiful school in any way possible. So I reached out to them and I asked Tracy, is there anything we can do, maybe design related? And then she put me into touch with another teacher. Her name's Teacher Whitney. And Teacher Whitney said, well, we have 2 beautiful empty walls that need painting, and we would love for you to do something to inspire the kids. So that's basically my background, is firstly with Tracy. I met her when I was at my church long ago. I used to go to a church called Bridge Church, and there we both were in a team together leading basically the cafeteria area of the church, which was really awesome. And Tracy was the team leader back then, and she used to inspire me so much, and she's basically like an angel sent from heaven. And to do anything for Tracy or to do anything for her vision, which was Gap College, I absolutely would never say no to. So that's where the relationship started, and that's where we are now with the wall mural, and why I chose Gap College to be the place we want to spread our love and design intentions to. So Gap College has about 104 children, ranging from ages, I think, 4 to like 20, 21 years old. And each child is its own unique, beautiful personality, spirit, different type of style, different type of learning. They're all so creative and unique in their own way. And that's, I think, what really stands out to me about the school. It's like you go there and it's not like a normal school where everyone has to wear this set uniform and act in this very specific set way. And do exactly what the teacher's told. There it's more like freedom, like you can express yourself how you want to, you can learn how you want to, you can grow how you want to in your own time with these beautiful teachers just supporting you every step of the way. The intention of this design was to really enhance the children's and teachers' and parents' creativity, mainly for the children, so that when they walk through that door, it just really evokes this creativity and that deep purpose that lies within them, and just basically tells them that anything that I think of, I'm not limited, my potential is not limited. And I definitely think that this wall mural expressed that. I think the whole time we were creating it, I kept reminding my team, keep that intention in mind when you're doing it, and they were very inspired by it as well. And just the feedback that we got from the children and the teachers, even for ourselves, I think we all felt a lot of creativity whenever walking past the design. I feel like as you look at that design, whatever angle you come from, you're gonna get inspired and just think that this life is not limiting me. I'm limitless, I have lots of creativity, I have purpose to be here, and I'm just gonna push for that dream. So we then decided on creating one wall for Gap College. So they did offer us 2 walls, but we just wanted to put our whole heart into one wall for now, see how that goes, and then in the future maybe we can work on the second wall, which we already have so many ideas for. But that first wall, planning the ideas and bringing the whole concept to life was an incredibly awesome process for us. We started by thinking, or first asking the school what exactly would they like on their wall. And they said anything sort of educational or inspiring for the children as they walk through. So maybe specifically having like numbers or alphabets and that sort of thing, which is very much the idea for the second wall that we're going with. And initially we thought of including the theme of unicorns because of the whole unicorn tribe that we are as a company, and we feel that each of these beautiful kids are their own unicorn inside. They have their own unicorn inside them, which is basically a unique purpose and a unique creative expression and a unique way of learning. So bringing in the whole unicorn concept really stood out to us, and creating basically a huge mural of a unicorn head, and then with that having the hair of the unicorn flowing out of the hair flowing from the head, and then from the hair forming this magical unicorn world that then can expand into big like leaves and little people and have like a whole little unicorn sort of magical world that can inspire the children to realize that their creativity is never limited and they can dream of the biggest, most incredible things, and they should never limit themselves to sort of society's norm or society's normal way of thinking. And yeah, so that was definitely the first concept that stuck, and we went with that one. So the research phase was an interesting phase because when you first commit to something like this, you think to yourself, it's going to be easy, you just get some paints and you're going to like get the whole wall mural together very quickly. And then very soon we realized how many different things go into creating a wall mural, which then sort of blew us away and opened our minds actually to everything that a person that does wall murals has to consider. And that for us was an extremely mind-opening experience, and we learned so much through that process because we first went through quite a few different videos where other people have designed wall murals. Specifically for the actual design of the wall and what we decided on and the sort of style we decided to go with, because in graphic design there's a million different styles, so to get one style that really works and then go with that is one of the fun beginning phases of the whole process. And I already knew from the beginning that we're going to use quite like flat colors and put a lot of like very bright flat colors together to create quite a modern and playful design that's not too like outdated in terms of like childlike cartoons, but it's got that modern flair to it. So it was quite a different style. And the way that I got inspired by this specific style, I did a lot of research on Pinterest and Behance. Behance is my favorite place to get inspiration. And I did find 1 or 2 images that had this type of style, and that just sparked my imagination, and I shared it with the team. And also with the actual unicorn, I wanted to get sort of a side face of the unicorn so that the hair can then flow from it. So I went through quite a lot of different images of unicorns, from just normal Google searches to Behance to Pinterest, and then I put a whole folder together of all these different styles, and then the one that worked most was one specific image that then I altered quite a bit to create the whole like hair flowing movement coming from it, and that really worked so well. The color palette specifically, that was inspired by taking our BlueSkye logo color palette, which is the like teal blue and the bright orange, and then combining that with Gap College's colors. So that's that bright blue color. And yeah, there was quite a bit of white as well in the actual design. So we took those colors and we added a few more colors, and we created a beautiful design that then really felt like the collaboration of BlueSkye Studios and Gap College together. And that worked out very well for us. And I would also just like to touch on the type of typography that we used for the actual design. So I know from when I did branding for Gap College, when I was still finishing my degree as a charity project as well, I remember Tracy specifically saying that we must use letters that are very easy for the children to read. So the A must be like the proper A with the line, not like in the other way that could be more fancy. So very simple, clean lines and circles, and just very, very easy E's and T's that are like the basic way that children learn how to read, so that when the children are walking past, they would easily be able to read it. So we did the main quote on the actual mural in that lettering style. There was just one word that we added in a cursive effect just to bring out the design, and it worked really nicely with the design, and that was more a design element, but the fundamental part of the big quotes and also the signs with the different directions of fun this way, joy this way. We incorporated a beautiful sign to inspire the kids when they're walking down the hall to think of themselves as when they're going to this class, they're going to the class that's filled with joy, or this class is filled with, I can't remember the other words now, but those letter styles was also the very, very simple typography that we used as well, and that came together quite nicely. So the wall mural we designed in a program called Adobe Illustrator. If any of you are designers, you'll know that's most designers' favorite program, or that is my favorite program to work in. It's the vector-based software that allows you to create images that you can scale then at any specific, any large format as well without it pixelating. So it's vector-based, and that's what we used to create the actual design, and we did create it all with using like the pen tools and the different colors in Illustrator, and we put that together to form the actual design. So we contacted teacher Whitney, who we were dealing with the whole time, to get all the details we need to basically create the wall mural. So we asked her to please get someone to measure exactly from this wall to this wall. There are 2 specific doors in the actual design that we also had to work with how we're going to eliminate those doors from the design and also create the design around the door so that it looks really nice like on the actual design, and make it easy for like the children to walk in, and the whole design still works around each of those doors. So we got the exact measurements of each of those, and we created that exact same dimension in Illustrator, and we used lines to eliminate the 2 doors as well so that we can create the design to go around that. So that was the first phase. So we've got that whole design now. So we've got the doors, we've got the exact dimensions, we've got the design working beautifully around each door, and where it starts it looks beautiful, and also there's another door that opens on the one end, the first side of the whole design. So we also had to think about when that door is open, what will go behind that door, and whatever is the main element of the wall, it mustn't clash with the door being open as well. So we made sure that worked really well. And yeah, we basically had the whole design laid out really well on Illustrator, ready to now be transferred onto the wall with the next steps. And the first thing I did after creating the whole design was creating the list of materials and tools that I now need. And I need that list. I got all the tools and materials that we needed to basically get this thing going, and I'll explain each thing as I go. So with regards to the paints that we used, I realized that we needed to get 2 different types of paints to work really well. One is called the latex PVA paint, and the other one is normal acrylic paint. So before I did this mural, I did a lot of research into the videos, and the latex PVA paint is what you use for the large areas of color because it's more affordable as well. So it can cover large areas easily, and then to go into the finer detail, it's much better to use the actual acrylic specialized paint. So the make that I used for that is the dollar paint, and I'll show you which ones that is. So this one, as you can see, very nicely used, full of the paints all around. This is the Dulux acrylic PVA. This was the white color. So we got all the foundation colors that we needed in this paint, and this paint worked absolutely incredibly well. It just covered so easily. You can go over it twice, but for us we literally went over that section of the paint once with one coat, and this worked extremely well. So if you are doing paint where you are doing like solid colors, this is proper wall paint as well. So this works extremely well, and it's water-based as well. So that was really awesome. And then the other paint is this dollar acrylic paint. It's South African, proudly South African made. I think it's made in Cape Town, if I'm not mistaken. This one is really works well for finer detail, and if you're doing more intricate design like shading and yeah, maybe working with different color mixtures and like creating gradients and things like that, this one maybe would be better for that. But in the future, I don't even think I need to get this one if I'm doing the flat areas of color. I think I can just stick to the Dulux PVA acrylic, this one. This one worked phenomenally very well. So those are the paints that we got, and I must give a shout out to the sponsor that helped us with the buying of these specific paints, and that shout out goes to one of my incredible clients. His name is Adrian, working for Gold Ore, which is a revolutionary mining company that manufactures incredible machinery that really takes your mining or your metallurgical industry to that next level to produce incredible results. So that is the client that helped sponsor with those paints, and I'm so grateful for that. Thank you. Any generosity like that is just, goes without words. It's just so gratifying for me to see that people are so willing to give of their valuable resources to help with incredible projects like this. So thank you to Gold Ore and Adrian Singh for that. So that's the paint done. So from there, obviously, what are you going to get the paint on the wall with? You need paintbrushes. So we got a lot of variety of the paintbrushes to show you. I would recommend getting good quality paintbrushes, not the cheap ones where the bristles fall out, because I noticed that the cheaper ones that we did buy, sometimes the bristles fall out while you're painting, and then you have to try and pick the bristles out of the actual section that you're painting. So this brand was very good. This is Hamilton's paintbrushes. We got some nice big sizes for the big areas of paint that we did. So we got a few of those to use, which really worked nicely. And here's another one, another Hamilton one. And there we go. We got many different smaller paintbrushes, quite a different range of them, because there were many bigger parts of smaller things and smaller parts of smaller things that we needed to fill. This paintbrush, this one over here, this one is the award-winning paintbrush for me. I let Zoe use it once and she nearly didn't want to give it back to me. It was really awesome. But this brush just worked so incredibly well. I used it for all the small details, and if I could get a few more of these, I will. When I see them in the stores, that one worked so well. And make sure you get some nice cups to mix paint in, whether it's containers, preferably something you can seal, because when you go out and have your lunch or take a break, you can just seal the container with the paint that you have in there. And then, yeah, you can even store it and use it in the future as well. So recommended is getting some nice cups that you can seal. Having a nice bucket, pink specifically. No, you don't have to get a pink one, but we got a pink one. And that's just nice to have to rinse your paintbrushes whenever you need to. And then we also use two different tapes. So a thicker one and a thinner one, depending on what you want to mask. So it's masking tape. Thicker for maybe like big edges along the sides. Smaller if you are trying to paint like a small intricate sign or little shape that has nice sharp edges. You can use the thinner one nicely with your smaller paintbrush, and it really works well to create those nice solid straight lines. I definitely recommend buying a bag of old rags. You can actually buy those. I think at Leroy Merlin they even sell it. It's literally a bag of old rags, just cuts of different rags. This is so nice to just wipe your paintbrushes on, handy to have just in your pocket or something to grab out and wave around and put some paint on just for fun. There's one more ingredient that I want to mention that really helps us get the finer details in place with like the quotes and the outline of the unicorn, and that is this acrylic pen. So this is a pen that's actually paint. When you draw it, so it's like drawing with a marker, but it's actually paint that comes out of the pen. So this works extremely well, and I actually wish, because we only had one of them, I wish we'd bought about 4 of them to help us with the process. So we really had to use it sparingly on the places that we really needed it. But in future, I'm gonna have a lot of backups of these just to make sure it helps us with those fine details that came together. So yeah, that's the pen. It really helped. The whole wall really came together so nicely. You first need to get the outline of your design onto the wall in a very effective way. Now this part is the part that really sort of was the one part that stressed me out a bit in the beginning. So I really went through a lot of research on different methods that you can use to transfer your design, your digital design, onto the wall in the scale that you need it to be. So there's many methods actually. So we've got the grid method, the projector method, the doodle method, and then the last method is a very new method that we used that I've never seen done before on any of the videos. We actually created it ourselves and it worked very well. although some things happened that we didn't really expect to happen, we pushed through it. But the idea was initially, before we actually started, I'm going to explain the whole process. So I tried to find a printer that can print our entire design to scale on tracing paper. So when I mean tracing paper, I mean sticking the whole tracing paper onto the wall with the actual line, like outline of the whole design, and then going with your pencil, like this, the architect's pencil, and drawing over all the lines that then would transfer to the wall through the tracing paper. But I think where I went wrong there, I didn't know tracing paper and transfer paper were two different things. Although the printers reassured me that when you go over it with the pencil it's going to transfer, for some reason there must have been a bit of miscommunication, because this is the method we did. We actually got, I've got a sample here for you. We got the actual full design. This is just a small portion of it. The actual wall, I don't think I've mentioned this yet, it was 12.5 meters long by 2.5 meters high. So it was a very, very long wall. So this is just one small section. So that tracing paper just had our little one of our little quotes on, "With love from BlueSkye Studios," and so that is basically the paper that we printed on for the entire wall. We had that whole 12.5 meters by 2.5 meters printed on this paper, and there we are ready to go and just paste it on and draw over it with our pencil, and we thought that's going to work 100%. Printer says it's going to work. I trust the printer, let's go. So the first day, the whole morning was comprised of meeting the teachers, meeting the children, finding our spot, getting all the things on the table, setting up the table, getting our whole setup nice and ready. And then starting to put up the transfer or the tracing paper onto the wall to then start transferring the design from the paper to the wall. So we did that. Basically the whole tracing paper was printed in 3 separate panels. So we started with the first panel. We started by Zoe holding the end of the roll and me putting the tape on the corners as we rolled it out, and then we got to the door. We had to cut out the section of the door. It was all matching quite perfectly. We rolled it out more, everything was working fine. Cut out the second door. There we go, have our whole sort of first panel up on the wall, ready for us to just trace the lines. Then we get to it in the beginning, we start, we look under, we go a little bit harder, we look under, okay, we realize this pencil is not penetrating through this paper onto the wall. There's no transfer happening. It was actually quite funny how at that moment you would think we would be stressing about it and that we would be overwhelmed. What are we going to do? We're going to have to cancel maybe, we're going to have to just give up. Zoe and I were so calm and we're like, don't worry, we're going to come up with a solution, it's coming. So there we are trying to figure it out a bit. We see the one teacher that was working in the class very close to us. She's coming out and she's turning her head to see us, trying to think of different ways. We're turning the paper this way and that way. It was quite funny. She came out a few times what are you guys doing? And we're like, don't worry, we've got this under control, don't worry. And then Zoe actually came up with the solution, which is a transfer method I've never ever seen before, but it worked really, really well. because how we did it was we cut the paper into strips, and because the transfer paper is see-through, you can actually turn the paper and you can see the line of the paper, and you can actually, using the paper and like flipping it down, you could draw like grid dots on the paper to create that line. So you can see it there, and then you can lift it and then draw the actual dots. And through that way, we managed to complete exactly to scale perfectly the whole first panel and a half. So the unicorn was nearly finished. It was the whole first part of the unicorn all the way to the end of the first panel, and that all transferred in the first day very, very well. So yeah, that was day one. So on day two, we had quite an interesting special visit. It's funny how it coincided with us doing the wall mural, but we had one of the Miss South Africa finalists coming to pay us a visit, or pay Gap College specifically a visit, and she happened to walk past us while we were doing the wall mural, and she was amazed at the work we were doing, which was so incredible to see. And yeah, we landed up taking a few photos with her, and she had a beautiful, beautiful energy and personality. It was so, so awesome to see her come by on the day and be a little bit, or like have her magic a little bit part of this project as well, just for her to witness the starting foundation phases of it coming together. So another extra thing we actually arranged on top of the whole wall mural coming together and everything that went into that. The team and I put together an activity for the children to do to basically be a part of the whole wall mural coming together. And what that activity was, Zozo arranged it all. Zoe, one unicorn, she basically went out to get all the materials for this activity and even created it on one of her days before we actually went to do the whole wall mural. She created this beautiful cloud design with a nice word, and the word on the cloud that the children must be inspired to write is basically what makes you a unicorn. So whether they feel like they are very kind, or they express a lot of love, or they're very creative, or maybe they love to dance and they're very good at that. So maybe just one word, anything that any of the children could think of would be on their cloud. And then they decorate their cloud with different ropes and stars as well. So that was basically meant to be placed on top of the wall mural as sort of the art showcase for the school, for all the beautiful designs that all the children create. And my partner Robin was involved in doing that part of the process, with putting up the actual, you could say, creative washing line, if you call it. And that's like a thing that we did. I actually got the materials here. So these are these like little hooks. So we use these little plastic hooks that we put along the top of the wall, and then together with this fishing gut string we basically used to tie on the lines. And then from there, at the end of the wall mural, when the kids were done with their activities, the little clouds that inspired them, they then hung them up onto the line as well. So that was a nice little extra. There was about 25 kids that participated in that project, so we created 25 little loops in different sort of heights. So it's not just one uniform line. We even created that whole transition of different positioning, just to make it that more creative, that more fluid and random. And then all the children's designs were placed on there as well. So yeah, that was what the children were busy with from about day 2, and also they completed it the following week. We only added the design right at the end of the wall mural when that was complete. So as we coming to the culmination of day 3, with everything falling into place very nicely, and everything looking so beautiful and vibrant, I must touch on one of the things that really stood out to us as a team at BlueSkye Studios that really kept us going. And that was the teachers coming past, giving us their beautiful little words of encouragement and saying how incredibly beautiful it's looking, and their excitement, and just how loving and caring they were for us, checking in if we've eaten, checking in if we've had a little break here and there, just making sure we're looking after ourselves. And that just shows the quality of these teachers and the values of them, that they really find it very important for every single person to really look after themselves as first priority, and make sure that they're healthy, drinking enough, having food, taking enough breaks, and just making sure that they are okay before they continue. And I love that so much about them. And also the little children that were going from class to class, and their little comments, you could hear them even coming up to us occasionally and just giving us a hug or saying how incredible the design's looking. One little girl came up and she was like, "I love unicorns. I'm so happy you made something with unicorns." And there was another incredible little boy, his name was Slade, and he was just so cute. He kept coming and just trying to see what we were doing and trying to be part of it, and just as close as he possibly could to us during the wall. He was just so inspired already, even before we've finished it up. So I think that was very important to mention, is just the incredible encouragement and the incredible energy and positivity coming from the teachers and the students and anyone that walked past. Even some of the parents that are involved also really showed lots of appreciation and how much value this is going to add to them on the day-to-day basis, that they can come out and see such a beautiful design that's different. They were so inspired already and excited about it, which really pushed us even more than what we already were so motivated to do. The whole wall really came together so nicely. It took so much longer on day 3 than expected, so we did start at about 8 o'clock in the morning. It got to about lunchtime. Our time, actually, the time of our, the time frame of our mind began to shift, because something that seemed like it would take maybe an hour to do it landed up maybe taking 2 hours or 3 hours. And when we sort of saw where we were at in the final day, we would say, "Okay, Zoe, we only got 2 hours left. I'm sure we'll be complete with everything after these 2 hours." And then after those 2 hours, we still had quite a bit more to do. So on that 3rd day, we really pushed ourselves so hard to get it done. We just really wanted to push and complete the whole thing, just so the kids can come in the next day and even see this complete project. We had that beautiful visualization in our minds, which really pushed us. And believe it or not, we landed up working so late into the night. I think we left at about 12 midnight. So that was quite an exceptional experience, to leave the school at that time of the day and drive home and know you've accomplished it as well. So I think there's a lot of learnings from this. Yes, I think it's good to push yourself, but also I think it's not good to push yourself to that excess. And in future, we are going to plan that process seamlessly to make sure each day we maybe spend say 6 hours maximum on the actual design, just to have enough breaks throughout the day and really replenish ourselves, replenish our energy, have the food and breaks we need, maybe include some movements like some yoga or meditation into the whole process. That's definitely in store for the future murals that we do. Make it really easy on our bodies, because definitely working that extended period of time from 8 in the morning till 12 at night, I know it's a designer's sort of crux. We love to do that. We always land up going that excessive mile, and I think it is imprinted in us from varsity days, where projects take so long to complete and you just want to push through. So actually through college days, you teach your body that, and as you start your own company and start your own way of working, you need to try and unlearn that way of working and just get into a nice flow that really works for your body and for your deliverables. So that was a huge learning curve for us, and I think It turned out exceptionally well for our first mural design. We completed it all in the 3 days and definitely worked really hard. Definitely there's a lot of learnings we got from it, and it was a big success, and we cannot wait for our next mural to plan it even better and to have the whole process down and literally just flow with the creativity that will come from us and the new designs that we are going to create. We are very excited for that. So throughout the whole process of the 3 days, obviously the second day the paint started coming on, and us as the actual designer or painter of the project, we're so close into the project, so we're really working on those details, and it's so important to step away from it and look at the whole design as a full picture. And it was quite funny, like when we went to the bathroom and we came back and we just got a glimpse of that whole wall and how it looks coming together. Every single time we saw it, there was just be this pause and this wow expression on our faces, because honestly the colors, the type of style of graphics, the huge wall, it all coming together, it just looked absolutely incredible. And me, as the person that started this whole project and thought of the idea to bring this together, to see it actually coming together like it did, it absolutely blew me away, and I'm extremely proud of my team and myself and everyone that did it. My team loves the whole design as well. They enjoyed it so much. Zoe got so much inspiration from just doing it. She even said she hopes this is the first of many that we do, because she loved it so much. It's unlocked a new passion within her, as it has done for me. And Ali Kat enjoyed the whole design, helping us with that coming together. She's actually putting this video together for us, so we are so grateful for her incredible energy that she's bringing to it as well. Robin, my partner, he literally is blown away by everything as well. He can't wait to expand this and do more as well. He has a beautiful creative hand, which he also didn't really know he could do, and I think it's proven to him that he's also got a beautiful creativity that lies within him that he's ready to express to the world. I think every single teacher walked past couldn't help but stop and just examine it, and just the look on their faces and the words that came from them, they all really loved it a lot. And the comments that I got from them afterwards wouldn't stop. Throughout the entire process, there was not an hour that went by where there was someone coming and looking at the design and being so grateful for it, and just seeing the intention and hard work that goes into it. They loved that so much. So it's not just a wallpaper that gets pasted on the wall. Every little element took so much effort to create, and they loved that, and the kids loved seeing that whole process as well. So it wasn't just like we did this on a weekend where the kids weren't able to see it. They witnessed it and they saw the efforts, which I think also made them appreciate it so much more. So I definitely think everyone involved and anyone that saw the design loved it. Hello everybody. Galdorf, my beautiful ginger cat, and I are just here to give a very special and exclusive thanks to everyone that was involved in this mural design project for Gap College. Starting off with my unicorns, Zoe Chelius, thank you so much for being such an incredible star with me as we really pushed through all the days full-heartedly with every single part of it. Thank you so much. Thank you to my alley cat, Eloisa and Kozi. Thank you for all your dedication and lovely animation skills and ideas that have helped us bring this together. Thank you so much to Tracy, my beautiful angel, Tracy Stewart, that basically created Gap College. Such a beautiful lady that put it together and helped all these incredible children's lives be enhanced with the school, with incredible teachers and incredible teachings, and just so much intention and purpose has been filled into that. Thank you so much, Tracy, for this incredible experience, that we could come to the school and just create this beautiful mural for you. Thank you to every single teacher that was involved. Thank you to Teacher Whitney, who I was speaking to throughout the whole process. You provided us with the most incredible lunches that we loved. Thank you to Teacher Mishka, who was the art teacher that came out and helped us a few times with her paintbrushes and added her little flavor and personal touch, which was awesome. Thank you to Teacher Wendy, who was an incredible teacher that was just behind the wall mural, and she really brought in her inspiration and her eye and helped us where she could with so many little things. She was such an incredible helping hand. And thank you so much to Happy. He's the helping hand that really helped us a lot. He painted so many big parts of it and really helped us on that final day as we got everything together. He's one of the, I think you could say, holistic people at Gap College that I think is a jack of all trades, and he does so much there. So he really was awesome coming and helping us, and you could see he was so busy because he had to go run off to do some other things and then come back again. Thank you so much, Happy, for your time. Thank you to all the teachers at Gap College. Thank you to all the children that were so supportive. I appreciate every single one of you, and I send you all so many blessings. And a last thank you to our client Adrian Singh from Gold Ore, who helped with the purchasing of the paints. We wouldn't have been able to do it without the paints, so that is a crucial part. Thank you to my sister. She came on day 2 on the Friday, and she helped for quite a few hours. It was incredible to have you there, my beautiful sister Carol Lindsay. And lastly, my incredible partner Robin. He is just so amazing, and honestly, I can't even imagine a day without him. I am so in awe of his incredible helping hand throughout the whole process. He is always there for me, just helping me. He was there to pick me up on that last day at 12 p.m. when I needed him, and I can't say we could have done it without him.
Thank you, BlueSkye Studios!
Yep. Yes, I am busy speaking. If it's I can't even speak. If it's a success.
Fishing gut string.
Phenomenally.